Hey guys, Zach Diamante here for Kindlepreneur, and in today's video I'm going to show you how to set up your own publishing company. Lots of authors wonder if they should set up their own LLC, so don't worry, you're not the only one. I am by no means a lawyer or a CPA, so I can't speak on their behalf. If you have any questions about legality or terms, make sure to seek legal advice, and I'll also have a link in the description below for you to check out. This video should not be used as a substitute for legal advice. With all that being said, let's dive in. With today's publishing platforms, you don't have to start a publishing business to publish your own work or even other people's stories. But there are tons of good reasons and benefits to starting your own publishing company. While they might be numerous, the three biggies are financial protection, taxes, and legitimacy. When you set up your business legitimately and formally, it distinguishes between your business finances and your personal finances. If someone tries to sue you for writing-related reasons and you have a formal company, they cannot attack your personal assets depending on how you set it up. The courts or collections agencies would only be allowed to come after your company's assets so long as you've done a good job at separating between the two. And then there are the tax benefits. You probably didn't know that you can actually write off a surprising number of things when tax season comes around. If you're going to do any traveling to writers' conferences, that's a write-off. Oh, and yeah, conference registrations, there you go, there's another. What about business meals or your home office? Yep, those too. There are more than you think, so long as you can justify them being solely for your book writing business. And then after taxes, we've got legitimacy and increased credibility. That's not to say you're not an author unless you have a publishing company, because that's just not the case. But rather, it actually conveys professionalism and expertise. It can facilitate future opportunities for you to publish other authors, and it looks more legitimate to potential collaborators, authors, and even potential business partners who might be more willing to work with someone if they have an established publishing company. Now you might be thinking, oh, okay Zach, I had lots of good reasons to start a publishing company, but how do I go about doing it? Well, we've actually got an incredibly in-depth step-by-step guide on Kindlepreneur.com that of course you can find linked in the description below. That will walk you through the entire process, but let me give you a quick rundown. There are several key steps to setting up your publishing company. First, consider your business goals. Sure, you want to publish your own books through your own publishing company, and that's great, but let's dig a little further. For many of us, the goal will be to provide extra legal protection and tax breaks. For some, the goal will be to encourage author collaborations or co-author ventures. Where do you see your publishing company headed in the next 5 to 10 years? When we establish these things early, it's much easier for us to see what we're aiming for, and when you can see what you're aiming for, it's usually easier to hit the target. Second, you need to decide which type of business structure you would like to make. There are many types with various pros and cons, but LLCs tend to be the most common and useful among authors. And again, if you'd like more of an explanation on these and the step-by-step process to setting them up, please don't hesitate to check out the article that we've got linked in the description below. Next, you're going to want to choose a name for your publishing company, and this is the fun part. You can get creative with it. I know loads of other publishing companies that have been started by other authors with all sorts of cool names. Many with dragons and fairies and magic and all sorts of things in their names. Can you tell that I spend a lot of time in the world of fantasy? Regardless, get creative, have fun with it, but also remember that you're setting yourself up with a professional business. The keys here are make sure it's not trademarked by anyone. Check that it's not already used by someone in the state that you're establishing your company in if you're in the US. When I set up my own publishing company, I was stoked to find out that Golden Griffin Press was available for me to use. Do not use the words corporation or Inc. unless you set up your business as a corporation. Also, one word of advice before selecting your name, make sure it's a domain that you can actually purchase. Nothing worse than choosing a name and then you realizing you can't make the website with the same name. But how do you check if your company name is taken already? Check to see if your company name is taken by typing Secretary of State Business Name Search and then the name of the selected state into Google. Your state's name search will usually be the first result. Then search the company name you're hoping for and see if it's available. Once you've got that all sorted out, it's time to make it official. It's time to register your business, and there's really two ways to do it. There's the paperwork way where you fill out all the paperwork yourself with your state's filing office, or you can use a service company to help you get it set up fast, easy, and right. There are lots of great services out there like LegalZoom, Zen Business, Nolo, GovDoc Filing, Taylor Brands, and My Company Works, just to name a handful. When I started Golden Griffin Press, I used Taylor Brands myself because I was nervous about wading through all the legalese and the paperwork. Their service was fast and easy, and they walked me through the process every step of the way. And Kindlepreneur founder Dave Chesson has used My Company Works, and even has a great walkthrough guide of the experience with them. You might pay a little bit extra to use one of these services, but you can rest easy at night knowing that everything will be filed on time, properly, and in order. So there you have it. As you can see, there are tons of benefits for starting your own publishing company, and it's far simpler than most people think it is. If you're still wondering if you should go for it and you'd like a little bit more in-depth information, I highly recommend that you go and check out the guide and the bonus resources that you can find on kindlepreneur.com. But just know, I believe in you, you can do this. Ever onward.